It's Mario with ABORTmagazine, and we're here with Ancients. How's it going, guys?
Hey, buddy.
It's going good.
Fantastic.
Good.
You want to introduce yourself? Starting from Booner.
I'm Boone. I play the bass in Ancients.
The bass.
I'm Mike. I play the drums.
I'm Brock. I play guitar.
Kenny, I play guitar and I sing a little.
Right on, guys.
Yeah.
Congratulations on the success of your new album. The album took quite a while to make. Can you tell me about the process of making Voice?
Well, it was somewhat lengthy, but we were just touring and doing shows and stuff pretty steadily after Heart of Oak. So basically, we didn't really start writing it until a couple of years after the release of Heart of Oak. And then we had some personal issues kind of thing that put everything on hold. So it basically took a few years to put out just from all those circumstances. But, you know, the process is pretty much the same. We bring ideas to the jam room and just hash them out there and work out as many kinks as possible.
Yeah.
Never really successful, but
Doubt.
yeah.
Do you think it'll take as long to make the next record?
Hopefully not. We've already started working on some new stuff for the next record, so kind of once we get back from this Europe tour, we're gonna kind of put our heads down and try and get this record out as soon as possible.
Great.
Yeah.
You have a title already, or no?
No.
Not even
No.
we have any lyrics.
No.
We do, but I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
You got a new guitar player.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Where?
here he is, right, guys?
Right. Tell me a little bit about Brock. Or Brock, you can tell me about yourself.
No, tell me about me.
Okay.
Talk
Well,
about me. I like it.
Brock is one of the finest gentlemen that I've
Oh, okay.
ever
So,
met.
so yeah, they asked me if, yeah, I guess, you know, they were, Chris was ready to, you know, do something else, and, yeah, they asked if I wanted to join, and
These guys,
I was super happy to do it. Me and Kenny have played together in, other projects,
The Wizard?
the old
Or-
Blood River Band.
Oh, the Blood River Band.
Yeah, so we
And we did some various cover bands like
Oh, yeah,
Pentagram
yeah.
and Rocky Erickson,
Thin Lizzy.
Thin
Thin
Lizzy, yeah.
cover band.
Yeah, Brock actually did a Thin Lizzy cover band
Is
with
that
us.
right?
So, you know, and
Yeah.
he's really great musician to work with.
And I got to jump on a tour with you guys back in 2014, just a short jaunt through the States there, and so yeah, it was pretty comfortable coming into the jam space with these guys already at that
I guess
point.
so, eh?
It was still like a bit overwhelming, you know, the tunes as they are.
Yeah, they're pretty gigantic.
They're no simple journey. Yeah.
No.
So yeah,
It's nothing for you.
I think
big
it was
fella.
kind of a no-brainer to get Brock, though, when we had to
Right.
get someone.
That's definitely who we wanted to ask first, and we hoped that he was able to. And glad it all worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
same.
It sounded great when I saw you in Toronto. It sounded really awesome.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's really fixing things up around here.
Cool. Tell me about the departure of Chris a little bit.
You know, I think like he's recently inherited a few kids, so I think, you know, he's getting a little older and not so much willing to, I wouldn't say willing, but just didn't have it in him to put the time towards doing this anymore,
Yeah.
right? And
It's a
just
big
driving an
responsibility.
hour to jam twice a week or whatever,
Right.
on a good week anyway. And basically, you know, I think he just kind of lost the mojo, right? So it was nothing to do with internal affairs
Yeah.
or
I guess
anything.
so.
It
Well,
was
he's
just,
family, so
yeah, totally. Like, and you know, it is what it is, kind of thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it. Life.
He's been
took
doing
over.
it for so long too.
Yeah, totally, right? And I think, you know, he's just lost sort of the passion or the drive to do it, right?
Yeah.
We're definitely not getting rich, so
Yeah.
it's it takes a bit more than that to, you know, sacrifice a lot of your time
Oh,
to
for
make
sure.
it happen, right?
Absolutely. Often bands have some sort of sophomore slump, or so they say. Lots of people have said Voice of the Void is much better than Heart of Oak. Heart of Oak is amazing, but this is definitely a step up and critically acclaimed. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't know. It's a hard thing to sort of think about. Basically, the whole writing process kind of in studio for this record was a little bit stressful, just given the circumstances that of everything that was going on, right? Like my wife was hospitalized, right after I had a kid, so everything was kind of just stressy, and we sort of had a deadline set for recording, so it was like pretty frantic, kind of in the midst of all that, and like, it was sort of the first time entering the studio where like none of the vocals had been really hashed out or written, so that kind of thing was like nerve-wracking. So I don't know, internally it feels like a bit more scatterbrained, but I think it turned out good, as good as it possibly could. And,
well, it's definitely a stronger record.
People seem to be like, I think the songs kind of blend a lot nicer together, so it's but I don't really know, like,
I don't know why that happened. Like, you spend more time together. You spend more time playing your instruments. You spend more time playing, as a unit. Why sophomore albums tend to, be a slump if, like maybe people just lose their, I don't know, their drive or like, so I don't know what happens exactly, but like you think that you would only get better and progress because you spend much more time together. You spend much more time as a band playing together. Why wouldn't you get better? And I'm glad that it worked out the way it did in our album. I don't know if it's necessarily better. It's I'm glad it does. I'm glad it wasn't worse. But it kicks ass. It's like you spend more time together. You become more comfortable with each other. Playing and writing and organizing the songs and whatever else. And I'm just glad it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, I think like the sophomore slump thing just kind of comes from like, if you had somewhat of a success with your first album, you have a hard time trying to live up to what that record was. But,
that album being kind of a sum of everything you've written kind of up until that point. So like all your initial ideas are out on the table, and then the second album you're kind of starting from scratch in a sense.
Right.
So
we had like a 3-year gap in between those records too, so I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Maybe the time.
I guess
another
10 years.
Lots
we need another 10 for the next one.
Yeah.
Those are just the scraps from Heart of Oak, right?
Yes. Although the band is now an international success, just wondering, is there anybody in Vancouver that deserves a closer look that you've seen?
I would say probably
a lot.
Lots of people. Yeah.
So many bands that are so good that aren't getting the recognition that I feel they deserve. But
Brock's other band, Dead Quiet.
Yeah, they're amazing. They have been getting some. They have been getting some good press though.
Oh yeah.
Lately, it's been looking up.
Yeah.
So Dead Quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
That's fair.
Yeah. Killer Deal.
Yeah, Killer Deal.
Killer
I
Deal?
heard Killer Deal
I
was
haven't
amazing.
had a chance to check them out
I
yet.
haven't not either,
Yeah,
but I was
they're
told.
sick.
Somebody told me that Killer Deal was the band to watch. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh cool.
Okay.
Great name too.
Yeah.
You gotta get what you pay for, right?
Yeah. I hear them twice a week because my roommate's in that band, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
jam in our basement.
Fair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm fucking sick of those guys.
But you guys tour with a lot of local bands like Direct Support, Black Wizard on this European tour.
Mhm.
Is having local support important to you and touring with friends?
Well, it just makes it, a lot funner of a time to go out with not only your bandmates and buddies, but you have a whole posse of guys, right? And it's comfortable, and you don't have to worry about, anybody being a dick.
Yeah.
Or like,
And if they're dicks, you already know they're dicks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what to
Exactly,
watch
yeah.
out for.
We've been really lucky to be able to see even the bands that like we've toured with that we've never met them before we went on tour with them. We've been really lucky that all the bands have been really cool, really friendly people and really cool bands. I can imagine if you get set up to go on tour with a band and they show up and they're just the worst dudes.
Yeah,
we have
I'm glad that has never happened, but the fact that we do tend to tour with bands from Vancouver that are already our buddies is a plus. You just know you're going out with these guys and you're gonna have a good time every night. No, you already know them, so it's a win-win.
Right on.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite band to tour with?
For me, it's a close tie between Dead Quiet and Black Wizard. Those guys they're both just the best dudes.
Once
And
again.
I
Decapitated was pretty fun. Those guys are.
Yeah,
they're fun to tour with
they're
for
a good
sure.
time.
They're
Yeah,
good
yeah.
dudes, yeah.
I just heard that they're in trouble. Is that
They're
true?
out of
They
trouble now.
were in
They're out of trouble?
Yeah.
They were in jail for 6 months or something. you know?
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
That's a whole other
Allegations, yeah.
pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. It's nothing
Glad
that
they're
we would.
glad they're back home with their families and their loved ones and not in American
Prison.
jail anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine that would be a good time.
It's
Oh,
nothing that,
man.
like, the allegations from what we seen, like, touring with them, like, it's nothing I would ever expect, right? So it's,
Yeah.
you never want to, like, deny someone who's a victim or allegedly a victim, right?
Right.
But, in the back of my head, I just couldn't see that sort of
Right.
thing happening from those guys, right?
Yeah.
Aside from them just bringing some chicks on the bus and doing the rock star thing, I
Right,
guess.
right.
But, I don't think they would ever be the type of people that force themselves on anybody. But
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just glad it's all sorted out for them. So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
The world is a vastly different place than when you started touring on Heart of Oak. Given the social climate of today, how has touring changed for you?
It seems like it's still all the same shit, really.
Yeah.
Haven't really noticed it much. Like, luckily, we've never been, like, too hassle crossing borders or anything like that.
Yeah.
And, everything's kind of seems sort of normal now. Not to say that something won't happen or we won't get harassed in our future, but usually, like, crossing borders, if you follow all the proper avenues and getting the paperwork and stuff, like, they just let you right through the border, and people are genuinely friendly.
Yeah, I've found that most people are
Yeah.
are pretty amicable and want to work with you as long as you're not a total dick.
Yeah, it's nothing in that sense has seemed to kind of change. Not that we're constantly touring, but when we go out, it's same old song and dance. Man.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, in 2014, you were nominated for a Juno. This year, again, you're nominated for Juno.
Mhm.
A lot of things have happened between then and now. Some good, some bad. Would a Juno this year give you a sense of, say, validation? Over, like, looking back on this time.
I feel like
I don't think. I mean, like a Juno. Of course, it's like it's tough to think of music as being a competition or something like that. It's something we do and we love to do and we would do if there was no such thing as a Juno, or but a validation. I mean, like, of course, no one's gonna say, like, if we were to win the Juno that we wouldn't be stoked. It's a pat on the back. It's a certain level of respect from peers and other musicians and,
Well
and
deserved,
industry
too,
and
if you
stuff.
guys do.
And so no one's gonna be like, yeah, fuck that shit. It's cool no matter how you look at it. But validation, I don't think we need validation. I think that if we happen to win, or like right on, that's gonna be awesome. I don't know if it's gonna change. I don't think it's gonna change anything. I don't. But it's like I said, it's always cool to be recognized and to get a pat on the back for anything that you're doing. Or have someone recognize that and you know.
Yeah, you guys worked really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like, it's kind of cool to sort of get nominated for this sort of thing, because to some people it is a pretty huge deal, right?
Sure.
Not necessarily for the type of music we play. So it's kind of cool to get, you know, acknowledged for the type of music we play on a national scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'll be pretty cool if we win. Cool if we don't, right? Nothing.
Either or, the train
Yeah.
keeps rolling, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I wish you luck.
Yeah,
Thanks,
what
man.
I think you got.
we're gonna need it, man.
Indeed.
Yeah, some stiff competition up in that. Yeah.
Right on. Anyway, this is Mario at ABORTmagazine with Ancients. See you later.
Toodles.
That's
How'd
great.
you
I
feel
know,
about
cool.
that, Mario?
I know. Like Jamie Oliver.
Oh.
Pretty fuzzy tone.